Do. Hi, welcome. How are you? How are you doing? Welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the debut of Mystic Knock Radio. I'm so grateful that you're here. I totally adore and appreciate you. Thank you for joining me today. Mystic Knock Radio. This is where we're going to talk about ways for you to tune into yourself, share energetic tools, tips, exercises, go a little woo-woo, and really find out ways to support you, your body, your being, and your business if you have a business, or just life as business, right? So I'm your host. I'm the founder of Mystic Knock. My name is Zarah Darling, and I'm a claircognizant coach and the dopest oracle here to help you know more about who you are and clear away all the programming that gets in the way of you actually showing up and being you with confidence, releasing self-doubt. And I really get excited when I see my clients come and start contributing in ways they never thought possible before, creating for themselves, creating for the planet. So if this sounds like a space for you, you're resonating with what little taste I've already given you, welcome. You're in the right place. Come right on in. Let me know how you are doing. And today's topic that we're going to talk about is something that most folks, once they enter into alternative possibilities, stepping a little bit outside of just the regular reality, getting a little creative, we start getting interested in hearing about chakras. So that's the topic for this week, and next week I'll be bringing you another topic just so you know what to look forward to. We'll have different topics each week with additional resources, deeper dives, links, and other fun on the blog at mysticknock.com and also on our Facebook page, and launching soon our own Facebook group community where we can really get to know each other and talk about all these things, how they show up in your life, how you use these tools, what tools you'd like to learn more about, and I can bring you an expert guest on some of those. So today, though, like I mentioned, our topic is chakras. So, are you ready to dive in? Let's start with the basics, like what are chakras? And if you've never heard of chakras before, this is something fun. And we could see if it correlates with anything else you've been exposed to in your mystical life. So, chakras are just a system for checking in on what's going on with your body, your being, your energetic field, different functions of the body. And when they're in alignment with each other, they're cleared, they're operating efficiently and effectively, you're going to notice that you're more in flow. And so the importance of being able to check in on your chakras means you have one more tool to just check in on the effectiveness of your body, how it's operating, and then how your mind-body connection is functioning, how your being is showing up. So, what are chakras? They are wheels of energy that go and kind of cycle and spin through points, 7 different points in your body. And then when you go into advanced work with chakras, you'll hear that there's additional chakras even above your head. But today we're playing with the 7 first chakras. So traditionally, they each are assigned a color that correspond with a rainbow color that you might be familiar with if you drew rainbows growing up, and you always reached for red first and then orange, yellow, green, blue, and then the fancy words for the remainder colors of that rainbow, indigo and violet. But me in elementary school would just reach for the purple crayon and finish coloring in my rainbow. So just like rainbows and art, rainbows can be drawn in any color, in any substance, right? Paints, pastels, crayons, markers, pencils, collage. And I love some rainbow art where there's like only 3 colors represented, and they're none of the ones that I just mentioned in their traditional rainbow, which I guess are the main spectrums of colors. So that's just a heads up, a side note to you, that even though there's traditional colors associated with the chakras, check in with yourself. When we point to these different 7 areas, what are you noticing with the colors coming up for your being and your body? And does that inform you of anything additional? Does that help you tap into the knowingness of your body and your being? So I'm going to be using the traditional colors as I explain the chakra system today, but I just wanted you to keep in mind that you get to choose what you're aware of, what shows up for your body, and what if that's what someone else needs the invitation to know too. You could choose and be aware of what's happening in your body, that nothing has to be dictated to you. So just for example purposes, I'm using the traditional colors. So starting at your base of your spine, like at your sitting bones, your tailbone, that's the root chakra, and it's associated with security and survival, and it's traditionally the color red. And the next one up, your second chakra, is just below your belly button, but above your pubic bone, and in that space there, in the ladies area, that's kind of where your fallopian tubes would be behind there. That's the second chakra, the sacral chakra, with the color orange associated with it. And then moving up from there, just above your belly button, with the color yellow, is the solar plexus. And that chakra really helps inform your individual power and self-esteem awareness. And I don't think I mentioned the orange chakra, sacral chakra, is associated with sexual and creative energy. That's where receiving happens, and so money is also associated with that chakra. Next, we talk about this one a lot. You hear people mention their heart chakra. Is it open? Is it closed? Is it stuck? Is it stagnant? Is it hurt? Is it damaged? Is it ready to receive as well? So that chakra is associated with the color green, and it's where your physical and your spiritual parts of your chakras, your body, your being meet right here. And side note, like the heart, have you heard this, is just as much a brain for your body as the one up in our head. So there's lots of functionings happening around the heart. It's associated with love and compassion. So if you're noticing a lack of love, struggling with compassion, your heart chakra might be something you'd like to check in with. And then up at your throat, neck area, up into your mouth is the throat chakra, and that's associated with the color blue traditionally. And anywhere that you're not able to feel like you can express yourself or get words out or speak up for yourself, that might be a sign that your throat chakra is closed in some way or impacted in some way, not operating at full function. And then you might be familiar with this one, your third eye. That gland there that helps you be extra tapped into knowingness, intuition. That's your third eye chakra, and it's associated with the color indigo. And so if you're stuck on knowing what you know, your intuition, your gut feeling, even though it's your gut feelings down there, we associate our gut feeling with the intuition also. So your third eye chakra is something you can take a look at. Is it open? Is it operating effectively and efficiently? And then right at the top of the head at your crown is the crown chakra, and it's associated with the color violet, and that is just pure awareness. So even external, universal knowingness besides just what your intuition is, which might be checking in more inside your body sphere, the crown chakra is you connecting with all the wisdom and knowingness even of the universe all around you. So knowing each of these chakra functions really helps you have a way to check in and get efficient with how you're creating in the world, how you're creating for your body, how you're creating for your being. So each of these 7 points that I just mentioned, imagine spheres of energy vibrating and spinning around in each of these spots. So third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra, and down here, one on top. So here's the first thing you could check in with. And we're going to go through and you're going to give yourself a self-assessment, tune into you. What are you aware of with each of your chakras, okay? So to do this, I'm going to invite you to picture this technique. If you had a big ring around you, like even a hula hoop, and just taking that hula hoop down around your body, and like it's 3 feet around you in all directions. So you can close your eyes if you like. If you can see the invisible better with your eyes open, go ahead and do that. Just check in try both. See which one you get more awareness, more information from. So imagine this ring coming down around you and slowly scanning you and feeding information into your awareness, so you know there's like a communication, there's information emitting from this ring. So just have that ring come down from the top of your head, down around you, scanning. And just pay attention to each of these chakra areas I've mentioned. Do you get a ping? Do you get information? Do you get that some space is more expansive, some space is more constrictive? Do you get any sense of what color is there? Do you get any sense of what energy or movement or lack of movement is there? And there's no wrong, no need to make anything a wrongness. This is just an opportunity to check in and see what you're aware of. So keep that ring going down. We're just checking our chakras, so you can stop at the base of your hips. But if you'd like to use that tool another time, you just keep that ring going down past your legs down to the ground. So what do you notice as the ring passes across each chakra system? And if you're not getting a ton of information, that's fine. This is practice. It's like riding a bike. It's like lifting weights. You get more stable and more directed on the bike. You get bigger muscles and more strength and more assuredness in your lifts when you're weightlifting and building muscles. So this is just an opportunity for you to start your vocabulary, start building your awareness, start calibrating as you check in with your body. And I notice I'll forget to check in with my body. I get going on, projects or talking with other people or what's next on my calendar, but I don't check in with what's next for my body all the time. So this system of chakras is a great way to check in with specific components of your body and energetically what emotions and needs and requirements each chakra relates to help you pinpoint where you can nourish yourself in different ways. And besides just like sitting down and checking in with your body. So if you need to start with just like, overall, is your body tense? Overall, is your body relaxed? And then you can start zeroing in. Oh, do I feel tension in your shoulder or in your lower back or in your jaw or in your stomach? Is it tensing up, tight, nervous, pressure, bloating? Like right now, since I've been talking the back of my throat, I'm noticing some irritation. So, if you have headaches, is there just something interrupting your third eye and distracting you from what you could be aware of? So ask yourself all these questions. So how about you choose one of your chakra areas? Either one is really zinging for you, asking for attention right now, or all of them are kind of neutral and the same, or one of them is like, I'm super happy, I'm super powerful, I'm super present. So maybe you'd like to play with that chakra. So whichever one you're choosing, choose your own chakra. So choose your own adventure, choose your own chakra, and we're going to zero in on it and enhance it. So either it feels a little depleted and we can boost it up. If all of them are just kind of neutral, then anyone you pick is going to get a benefit. And if you'd like to go for the one that's really zinging and pinging and it's like amazing, then if you play with that one and see how much even more fun and efficient and expansive that chakra can get and what contribution it could be for you, if it expands and gets even more potent. So choose your chakra. I'm going to choose my throat chakra. Choose which one you like. If you don't remember the name of it, that's fine. Just go to that place in your body and put your hands over that place in your body. And if you like, close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your belly and settle into your body. You might notice your being is still outside your body. That's fine. But you're also just putting attention on your physical body. And you're going to draw on the energetic field of your body being overlap as well. So drop your shoulders. Notice if there's tension anywhere else in your body. Just so there's a little more flow. You can wiggle around a little bit. Feel your spine move. And whatever chakra you're going to play with right now, I invite you to put your hands over that space. And in your mind's eye, what do you see there as far as color goes? Any color at all? And I know I mentioned what traditional colors go with each chakra. And blue goes with the throat chakra, but right now I'm seeing like a pale orange. So whatever color you're seeing with whatever chakra you're playing with right now, go ahead and see if you can turn up the color of that chakra. Like if you edit photos to post on Instagram, you can make a color more intense. So see if you could do that with the color you see for the chakra that you're at. More brighter, more bolder, more saturated. And while you're doing that, also see if you can expand the color. Check in, like, what size is the color that's showing up for this chakra? And is the chakra vibrating and moving at all? Is it spinning or rotating, counterclockwise, vertically, horizontally, diagonally? Is it a sphere? Is it just like a flat 2D circle right now? So our goal with playing with the chakras is to enhance and expand and plump up and be present with what's there in that space for each chakra. And as each of your chakras develops and expands and enhances and is nourished and is activated and is cleared, it's going to support each of the other chakras along your system as well. But you'll notice it's kind of this idea of like, which is the weakest link? How much can your most activated chakra excel if you're not also paying attention to the health and well-being of your other chakras? So there's this relative connection, moving them forward, expanding them energetically with a relation to each other. So that's why it's fun to play with your most enhanced, potent chakra. If you enhance that more, does it help feed a little more energy and fluidity and flow and vibration and energy into those chakras that are not operating as effectively? It's kind of like the idea in business. You can either look at all your weaknesses and try to develop all these areas that someone determines for you is supposed to be how you show up on a particular job, and or you can focus on what your strengths are on the job, in your career as an entrepreneur, and enhance them even further so that you become the expert. You become something so unique that having this balanced, regular set of skills and energies and responses and approaches doesn't set you apart from everyone else. Yeah, that's great for factory work when everything needs to be uniform. But here's an opportunity to set yourself apart and really dig into what your gifts are and enhance those even further and even greater. So kind of like planet-wide, how I just said, our chakras can move together as a unit. So this one might be dragging down here, whichever is your lowest functioning chakra, and this one may be excelling up here. And how is the communication feeding between all of those? And so let's apply that across the whole planet. It kind of reminds me of the idea of consciousness. And as more and more people reach higher and higher levels of consciousness, it kind of rubs off. And those that people that might not even be aware that they're seeking consciousness, something starts to shift and change for them. So now imagine if you apply intention, energy, pointed choices in each of those areas, yes, still focusing on what are your gifts, what are your strengths, and how to enhance those even more. And every once in a while, just check, what are your, quote, weaknesses, like on the job, like I mentioned, or which chakra is needing a little bit more attention, and can you borrow from the potency of your other chakras? So this is the idea of balancing them all so they all can show up and they can all contribute to you, your body and your being. All right, so that's what we're doing here. So let's continue with the exercise and go ahead, whichever chakra you're playing with now, whatever color you see it as, enhancing that, saturating that color even more, checking in. What were you aware of when I asked? What shape is it? Is it flat, 2D? Is it 3D, like a sphere? Is it pulsating? Is it vibrant? Or is it just kind of resting? Is it tired? Does it require something from you? So let's check in and gift to our chakras. So using your hands, play with this a little bit. Like if you put your hands, palms to each other, and move your hands closer and closer, does it feel like two magnets coming together that are repelling each other? Because you're putting a negative and a negative, or a positive and a positive together. So just get a sense of, yeah, there's something happening between my hands. There's an energy there. If you need to start out further to notice the difference as you bring your palms closer to each other, or do you need to move slower? Do you need to move faster? So get a sense of energy in your hands, and then go back to where your chakra is that you're playing with. I'm playing with my throat chakra. Put your hands over your throat chakra, whatever chakra you're on, and see if you can get that same sense of energy coming from your hands. And as you get closer to your body, I'm not even touching my skin yet, but I'm noticing energy, pressure, the presence of energy there. So check in what you're aware of. And there's no wrong way. Maybe there's a shit ton of energy there for you. Maybe you're like, Zarah, I'm not getting any of this. I'm not aware of any of this. That's fine. You're calibrating. You're building a muscle. You're playing with this. You can see if it's different tomorrow. You can come watch this video again. Listen to this podcast again. See what's the same. See what's different. All right. So I invite you to share the energy from your hands with your whichever chakra you're on. See if you can plump up your chakra. Is it a sphere shape? Can you get it to a sphere shape? Can you make it expand even more than you noticed it already? So I'm in the narrowest part of the body along the spine, my neck, but even I am going to try to expand that sphere so it's even wider than my neck. And if you're in other parts of your body with the chakras, you're going to have more internal body space to expand your chakra, but you get to keep going past your body even. How large can you expand your chakra, not for the sake of it being larger, but just for the sake of you following the energy of what's possible with your chakra, with your space. So you'll notice my hands are even further away from my neck. It's like I'm kind of drawing out the space of the chakra. So you might notice a pulsating. You might notice that resistance, like the magnets, is further out from you. And then just check in again. What color do you see? What color are you aware of? You might not see with your eyes or as a picture in your head. You might just know what color it is. That's that claircognizance that is my strongest tool with the clairs. Clairvoyant is the most popular, but maybe you don't see, maybe you just know. Maybe you sense, maybe you smell, maybe you taste. What does your chakra taste like to you? What color are you noticing it now? So mine's gone from an orange to more of a yellow. Now we get to check in with what's the movement of the chakra. Is there a spin to it? So I'm noticing my hand is just telling me it's moving to my left. So from my perspective, that's counterclockwise, a spin of this chakra, and then it's also rotating as well. So similar to the orbit of planets, our planets are on an axis, so they spin clockwise, counterclockwise, and then the whole object itself moves through space in a rotation around the other planets. So, are you noticing a spin and a rotation, or what? What are you noticing? And if you ask that to spin more, spin less, slower, faster, what happens? Okay, the final element we're going to play with balancing and activating our chakras is to see how much of it requires open or closedness, okay? So think of like an aperture on a camera, and you have your whole lens. Picture that as your whole chakra, but in order to let in the appropriate light so that you get a very crisp, detailed picture, not too much light so it's just all white and blurred out, and not too little light so it's too dark and you cannot see detail, but you're adjusting the aperture so there's just the right amount of light coming in. So with your chakra, you're adjusting that opening or closing instead of light, but energy. And so if you're ever overwhelmed by something, like your heart has just taken on a lot of compassion or love, or a shift and a lack of compassion or love, and that's hurting you in some way, check your heart chakra, and you need to open it more or close it more, like the aperture of a camera. It's similar, if you're not familiar with camera apertures, a more simple idea that's kind of related is turning on a faucet, higher or lower, drip, 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 or gush, gush, gush. And so here, you're adjusting the flow of energy in and out of your chakra. Each chakra can have this adjustment. You can go up or down, or just check which chakra requires your attention next, and see which percentage of open or close would your chakra like to be, so that it's at rest, it's at ease, but it's also activated and it's engaged. So let me check with my throat chakra. I'm presenting here, I'm talking, I'm noticing that it's way open and way wide. And I wonder if I shrink it a little bit, close it down a little bit. Let's see, that made my chin drop and my head come forward to a more aligned posture. That was interesting. And I also notice I'm talking from a different space, and that irritation I mentioned earlier with my throat, just because I was talking, is it's smoother. I'm not like jutting out my neck so that space is irritated anymore. And you notice the octave of my voice has gone down also. How about that? That was fun to play with. I'm like a whole new person now. So, what chakra did you play with? What did you notice? Look at that. Now I can tell if my voice changes. If I go like this, my spine is not aligned, my neck is sticking out more. And if I bring it back in, then there's more ease on my spine, and I have a different tone of voice. Oh, that's funny. That's the fun you can have with playing with these tools, playing with the chakras. So what do you notice for you When you check in with a chakra, what color is it? What size and shape and movement, vibration, spin, no spin does it start out with? You can do this with each of your chakras, or choose one a day. There's 7 chakras. There's 7 days in the week. Oh. And as you introduce energy into your chakra areas to check in, what do you notice? And as you invite more energy into each chakra, and you invite your chakra to take up more space and expand, and to become 3D instead of flat 2D, to become more vibrant, and then notice, invite it to move, and notice how it starts to move. Does it spin? Does it rotate? What happens? And then finally, when you're adjusting your chakras, activating them, you can check in which aperture, how much openness, how much closeness does your chakra require at this moment. And if you don't know, if this is like, Zarah, help me, what's going on? Just try different opennesses, different closenesses, and then see what is the most comfortable to you, but still is active and feeding you energy. Okay? So this is a way for you to tune into yourself. And that's one of the purposes of Mystic Knock Radio. We're here together playing with these tools, all the while you're checking in with yourself and getting to know yourself even greater. All right, so that's what I'm going to share with you today about chakras. I hope you enjoyed that experiment, that exercise. And if you're watching in the live page or watching on the replay, please share, what did you get out of this exercise? If you'd like to go join the discussion on the blog, I'll have a link up to the blog later this week, and I'll have some more details and links to other evaluations you can follow with your chakras, and check in and see what other information you can extract from your chakras. And circumstances happening in your life can inform which chakra requires some attention from you, and just what you did, this exercise of giving it space and inviting it to be vibrant. What else? I would really love to hear from you and what you got out of this. So please comment, please share. And if you have something you love to do with your chakras and you like to share with us, please do that as well. So one more thing, if you really, 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 really would love someone else, as you get practicing with this, someone else to check in and balance and align and open and close your chakras, reach out to me, and I'll have a special offer for a session with me for adjusting and clearing and activating and playing with your chakras. So I can get you on my calendar. We can schedule a time for us to go over your chakras together and see just what it feels like when they're all addressed and they're all balanced and they're all communicating with each other, and therefore they're all supporting your body and supporting your being. All right? So this was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining me on the debut episode of Mystic Knock Radio. And I'm not sure what our topic's going to be next week. If you have any recommendations or requests, please share those in the comments, and I will consider them all. Maybe we'll do all of them. Maybe all of you are thinking of the same idea. So that's it for today. Again, my name is Zarah, darling, the dopest oracle. Thank you for joining me at Mystic Knock Radio. Tune into yourself. Mwah. Bye.